What's going on, guys? Roger here with QVO Tactical. We are back with another old school versus new school video for you. This time we're going to be checking out my OG duty gun, the Springfield TRP Operator 1911 chambered in 45 ACP. We're going to be putting that up against what I would most likely be carrying today, which is the Staccato P with the Ignis ports from Vulcan Machine Works. Now, as always, I like to tell you guys how I go about getting these products in for review. One of our very first videos to really get noticed here on YouTube was our TRP Operator video. In that video, I talked about how this was my duty gun that I went into the academy with all the way back in the early 2000s. This gun was purchased from an old school downtown Las Vegas gun store called Bill's Buy and Sell. It's no longer in business, however, it was a really cool store back in the day. Now for the Staccato P. I purchased this from our good buddy Mikey over at Ventura Munitions, and Jeremy with Vulcan Machine Works did his awesome porting magic on the gun for a previous video. Definitely check that out as well if you haven't. Now, before we get into the range footage, guys, let's go over how we have each of these guns set up. The Springfield TRP Operator is a 5-inch 1911 chambered in 45 ACP. It features a very beefy bull barrel, full-length dust cover with a Picatinny rail, adjustable night sights, and a skeletonized hammer and trigger. You're going to notice an old school Surefire X200 weapon light installed with my favorite pressure pad that they no longer offer. More on that in just a little bit. The gun has both front and rear cocking serrations, front and back checkered strapping along the grip, as well as a removable textured grip panel. Lastly, it features a very slimline magwell, which definitely helps with reloads since the gun utilizes single stack magazines. Next up, we have the Staccato P 4.4-inch 9mm 2011. This gun also features a very beefy bull barrel and front and rear cocking serrations as well. You will notice a shortened dust cover with a single slot Picatinny rail section. This gun utilizes double stacked 9mm magazines, therefore it has a polymer grip module that attaches to the metal frame. This Staccato P also has a skeletonized hammer and trigger as well as ambidextrous thumb safeties. One thing very different than the 1911 is the optic cut. This gun utilizes the Dawson Precision optic plate system, and I have the Holosun 507C with the primary arms ACSS reticle installed. I also have the Dawson Precision magwell installed, which definitely helps out with reloads as well. Lastly, you're going to notice the brand new Surefire X300 Turbo model, which is definitely a great weapon light to have. Later on in this video, you're going to see side-by-side footage of both weapon lights showing how awesome this thing is versus the weapon lights of the past. Alright guys, with that out of the way, let's get into the range footage. As always, we'd like to start off by shooting our first rounds on video, so here is that footage now. Alright guys, out here on the very windy range, but we're still going to get it done. Like I was saying in the studio, I haven't shot these guns in a while. My TRP Operator has been in shop being used for fitment. Got it all cleaned up. We're going to shoot it out here for the first time probably since the video that I made on it. Additionally, this is the Staccato P with the Ignis port from Vulcan, so I don't think I've shot that since that video either. Again, sorry for the wind. I'm hearing it in my ear pro, but I do want to record the first rounds since we haven't shot these guns in a while, so I'm going to shoot 10 rounds here of the 45 out of the Springfield TRP Operator, and then 10 rounds out of the Staccato P, and just kind of see how they feel side by side. Then I'll have Gil do the same thing. So here we go. Some 230 grain 45 ACP. Woo! Definitely going to be snappier 45 ACP than this, I'm assuming. Actually, I know just from shooting it from the past, but decent grouping, not the best. Definitely feels good. I haven't shot this thing in a while, but I'm going to shoot this now, which I'm sure is going to feel like a 22 compared to that. So got some 9mm 124s and the Vulcan Ignis ports out of the Staccato P. And ACSS, obviously this doesn't have irons. Back in the day we couldn't run, this does have an optic. Back in the day we had to run irons only, couldn't run an optic. But I got the Holosun 507C with the primary arms ACSS. Oh my God. Yeah, as you can see, this literally, like shooting them side by side, Gil, you're gonna be like, yo, this feels like a 22. So let's go over here, Gil, look at the hits real quick. So 10 yards out, I mean, you could definitely tell which one's the 45, which one's the 9mm, but for most of them being in this little diamond, I'll take that all day long. Like I said, I'll have Gil try it now, get his thoughts, and then we'll move on. All right, we got Gil up now. Same drill, man. 10 rounds out of each gun. Start with the TRP Operator and 45. This is your first time shooting an actual 45 1911, yeah?
Yeah, my first time.
All right, let's see it.
So don't judge me, guys.
Little different of a reset from your Glocks, huh?
Yeah, very different. But yeah, super snappy. I wasn't expecting that, but it was nice.
So a little more recoil than what you're used to shooting 9, but how did it feel as like cycling and everything?
Cycling, it was great. It was smooth, nice to track. I really like that grip angle a lot more than my Glock. Yeah, it felt nice.
All right, now on to the Staccato P. So like I said, it is gonna feel like a 22. Go for it. World of difference, right?
Dude, world of difference, man. Man, that one feels so nice, especially with the porting on it.
All right, let's go take a look at your hits. Pretty good overall. I mean, you had a little bit go down. Looks like the 45, low and left. But, I mean, first time ever shooting a real 1911 with all that stopping power, bro. All right, guys, you know the first drill we have to do is going to be the build drill. So I'm going to run a series of build drills with the Springfield TRP Operator in 45 ACP first. I'll take the best of my times, average them out, and then compare that to the Staccato P. Got a camera up there recording the target. That way you guys can see the shots as they happen. So, first build drill, here we go. Stand by. It's a 231, first shot was a 128. I'm gonna come up here and tape. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 Alpha, 1 Charlie. So 5 Alpha, 1 Charlie, and a 231. All right, here we go, stand by. Definitely climbed the target a little bit. 222. My hits climbed up though, so obviously a lot more recoil with the 45. 1, 2, 3 Alpha, broke the Charlie. So 3 Alpha, 2 Charlie, 1 Bravo. So 222, so faster time, but I'm not liking this guy. So I'd rather take the, it was like a 231 or 238 or something. I'd rather have that with the more Alphas. But we'll go one more time. All right, here we go. Last build drill, here we go, stand by. Woo, 2 seconds flat, baby. First shot was a 109 and broke the line. So I will take that. 2 seconds flat, 5 Alpha, 1 Charlie, but I like the next shot here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dang, that was a good run. And then we're also running Safariland level 2 holsters, and we'll go over those further in studio, showing you the differences between what ALS looked like back in the early 2000s and what it looks like now. So, but yeah, again, 2 seconds, 109, and 5 Alpha, 1 Charlie with the Springfield TRP Operator in 45. So I'm definitely pleased with getting a 2-second build drill with almost all alphas with the Springfield TRP Operator in 45 ACP. I haven't run this gun a whole lot in the last few years because it's been used in our shop for holster fitment. So again, I was definitely happy to see that from all of the years of running this setup, a lot of that muscle memory stayed with me. Now, of course, we had to do the same thing now with the Staccato P, so here we go. All right, guys, like I said, we're gonna run some build drills now with the Staccato P setup. Again, this has the Ignis ports from Vulcan Machine Works, and I'm running the HoloSun 507C with the Primary Arms ACSS Vulcan reticle. Got some 9mm 124s, and I'm running a Safariland ALS RDS holster, very similar to the holster I was running for the TRP Operator. However, this has a cover for the optic. So, all right, without further ado, time to beat. 2 seconds flat, 5 Charlie, 1 Alpha. That's what I did with the TRP Operator, my best run. Let's see if we can do better with the Staccato. Here we go, stand by. Doesn't help if I forget the 6th round. So 295, let's see, that last split was kind of terrible. The last split, it took me 0.84, so almost a full second to take that last shot. But clean run. So we have a 295 with all alpha. I'll tape this up, we'll run our second one. Second run, Staccato build drill, here we go. Stand by. .221, first shot was a 135. Dang, I thought that felt a lot faster. So 221, super clean all alpha though. Third run, here we go. Stand by. .196. So we beat the TRP Operator time And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So line breaker Charlie, 1, 2, 3, 4 alpha, 2 Charlie. So a 196, 4 alpha, 2 Charlie. Not as clean as a TRP Operator. I don't mind the hits though. They're all high in the chest area. I would take those. But a 196 versus 2 seconds. Yeah, we'll talk about it in studio. I'm going to say right now I would definitely take the Staccato P over running the 45, especially with the optic. But yeah, we'll go into reasons why. But kind of interesting that come out here, I've ran that TRP Operator my whole LE career, and I was able to outperform my Staccato setup, but only in 3 runs each, guys. So I'm pretty sure all day out on the range, I'd much rather shoot this, and I think with the abilities to have bigger capacity and an optic and everything like that, definitely going to take the newer style 2011 Staccato over my old school 45 1911. So, but again, we'll get more into that in studio. Now, like I said on the range, this was only from shooting 3 bill drills each with the 1911 and the 2011. Very similar in performance. I do have a lot of years behind that 1911 though. Even though I haven't shot it in a while, the grip angles are the same, and I do run a lot of rounds through my 2011s. So it's awesome to see that the training behind both platforms definitely carries over. There's definitely a big difference in recoil between the 2 guns, which we're going to show you now here in this super slow motion footage. So I think we can all agree that having a red dot equipped on your handgun is now becoming the norm, and with good reason. Being able to get target focused versus front sight focus is a huge benefit in my opinion. I've always thought it was weird during my policing days that if I were ever to get into a shooting, I'd have to explain to the investigators that I focused on my front sight while the threat was blurry before firing around in order to get a proper sight picture. Flash forward to now, and you're going to be able to use a very robust red dot optic platform that's going to allow you to clearly see your target and then project that reticle over your in-focus target. Additionally, shooting on the move with target transitions, I find the red dot to be much easier. Alright guys, something I noticed when reviewing the GoPro footage from what you just saw with shooting on the move between the TRP Operator in 45 and the Staccato P Duo in 9mm with an optic. All the shots actually ended up being alpha shots, so the 2 9mm are here and the 2 45 are here. So pretty cool that, you know, with both platforms being very similar, having different caliber size and shooting on the move, I thought it was going to be much, it does feel much easier to shoot on the move with the optic because transition between targets, you're more target focused than front sight focused. Which is something that, you know, that was ingrained in me for so long shooting irons only gun. But it is cool to see that still well placed hits with irons only or with the optic. Just something I wanted to share with you guys. Alright guys, so both holsters are very similar. They're both the same mechanism to release the ALS system from Safariland, the automatic locking system, which is a thumb lever. We have a video on it, definitely go check it out. I'll have it highlighted up here somewhere. But anyway, they are very similar. However, one has an optic hood, one doesn't. So we're going to see what draw times are looking like between the 2 different guns and the 2 different holsters. I think that the only thing that's going to affect time is going to be going for irons versus an optic. So 7 yards out, C-zone steel. We'll do the best run, see what we get for best times, and yeah, let's go. Here we go. Stand by. It's 1.12, so 112. Let's go again. Stand by. 108, stand by. A .99, so we got a sub there. Here we go, again. A .91. Had a hiccup on the lever there, so a 109. So best shot was a .91, and I think the longest time was a 112. Yeah, I think. I don't know, I have to go back and look at the footage. But now we're gonna switch out the Staccato P and see if we can beat that .91. All right, guys, like I said, we're gonna run the same drill now, single shots from the holster with the Staccato P and the 507C hollow sun optic with primary arms reticle. And again, Safariland level 2 ALS, but this one has the RDS, the hood cover. Anyway, time to beat is a .91, I believe, that we got with the TRP Operator. Here we go, stand by. .93, very close, stand by. .89, so there we go, we beat it by 0.2 of a second. .90, beat it by 1/10 there. We'll go one more. Nice headshot for a .89. So was able to get my hits faster from the holster with this setup. Honestly, it's probably because you can look at the target. My opinion, guys, like just out here shoot on the range. So my opinion is I don't have to find that front sight versus I can come out here on the draw, stare at the target, and I bring that optic into my field of view. With the ACSS Vulcan reticle, if you guys haven't used this thing, definitely check out our video on it, but it will guide you to center. So I've drawn thousands and thousands of times with an optic, guys, so my presentation is pretty good for me. I'm able to line my dot up right away, but what I'm doing is I'm staring at the target, I bring the optic into my field of view, and the second I see that chevron on target, I'm pressing the trigger and the round is going where I want it to go. You guys should have seen that in the side-by-side footage that we did looking through the optic. If not, I'll bring it up here right now. But like I'm saying, I think it's faster because I don't have to try to find that front sight and focus in on that and make sure that's overlaid over my target versus just drawing here and right there. The dot is hovering over that target because I'm staring at the target, and boom, got me the point. I think it was like a 8.7 was the best that we did with this. So in regards to the holster draw times, guys, there was definitely a significant difference with getting on target using a red dot, a full 1/10 of a second, if not more. I know some of you out there might not think that's a big deal, but in the competition world, they're fighting for tenths or even hundredths of a second. Additionally, as the late Ron Avery said back in the day, in a gunfight, he'll take all the tenths and all the hundredths of a second that he can get over his opponent. Now, as far as the ALS release mechanism, they are exactly the same. ALS stands for Automatic Locking System. It is the proprietary lever release design by Safariland. The thumb release engages with the ejection port opening and it hooks onto it, retaining your weapon in the holster. When your thumb engages the thumb release, the lever rotates off of the ejection port, allowing the firearm to come out easily. In my opinion, guys, it is one of the best duty holster locking systems. There's only one other duty holster that I recommend, which is the Blackhawk T series. However, for this holster to work, you're going to have to be utilizing the Surefire X300 weapon light. Definitely check out the video that we've done on both of these holsters, comparing them side by side if you have any other questions or you want some more information. Alright guys, so if you have not figured it out yet, if I were to find myself back in a patrol setting, I would definitely want to be running this newer Staccato P with the red dot and newer weapon light. Speaking of weapon lights, let's roll in this footage now of the two different lights shining down my hallway. You can easily see a big difference between the two lights. Like I said in a previous video, it is crazy to think that in the early 2000s we thought that this Surefire X200 was overwhelmingly bright. Now earlier I talked about my favorite Surefire pressure pad. You're going to notice here that this older pressure pad was designed to work with your support hand. The light would turn on by giving upward pressure from your support hand engaging the pad. I thought this was such a cool pressure pad, and I still do, because it allows you to have a solid two-handed grip while activating your weapon light simultaneously. I have been bugging my buddy over at Surefire to bring this pressure pad back, but I have not had any luck. If any of you guys appreciate how awesome this pressure pad is, definitely let Surefire know. Maybe if there's enough of us, they might bring it back to market. All right, back to what we were talking about before. In this episode of old school versus new school, I definitely think the newer Staccato P with a red dot and the brighter Surefire X300 Turbo weapon light is the winner. My TRP Operator 1911 will always be one of my favorite guns because I trusted it and I depended on it daily for work. In my opinion, every gun collector should have a couple of 1911s in their collection. The fact that the gun is still being used today since the year 1911 says a lot. The ergonomics and the grip angle are superior to every other handgun in my opinion. I think it is awesome to see companies like Staccato making an even better version of the platform with their 2011 platform, having more capacity, optic capability, and more modularity with the grip module being separate from the frame. Guys, that's going to wrap up this video. As always, we appreciate you checking it out. If you liked the video, definitely give us a thumbs up down below because it does help out the channel. If you are new here, please consider subscribing because we post new videos every week. If you're watching this on YouTube, definitely check us out on Utreon and Rumble as well because we post our videos there. As always, guys, thanks for watching and we will see you in the next one.